So back to the all-women space tour. Everyone's like, the glass ceiling is broken. No, it's not. Women have been going into space for 40 years, and they're literally astrophysicists and engineers, and not these fake astronauts. Somebody DM'd me and they're like, they're launching Katy Perry into space. I was like, finally. What a charmed life, though. It is pretty funny that Americans are losing their retirement and she's down here talking about the divine feminine or whatever the F. Nobody cares.
And then you're feeling the love when you come down, for sure. And you're feeling that strength. So I feel really connected to that strong divine feminine right now.
Nobody actually cared about these women. They just did this and expected us all to care. And everyone was like, why are you guys doing this? We don't care. Afterwards, Katy was talking about the experience and she was like, surrender to the unknown. It's about trust, the training. This is me after taking my 30-day chip in AA. If you know, you know. But whenever you're a newcomer, you're like, get up and give a big speech about how you've managed to do it. It's surrender and trust and the training. And you're like, shut the fuck up and sit down. You don't know anything.
I used to suck dick for coke. I seen them.
And her training, please. This is like watching a safety video on the plane while you're barely listening and just half paying attention and saying, yeah, I got some really good training after you land safely in Cleveland. Like, how was your flight? It's all about the training. Gayle King looked like she was dying every time she was on camera before she got on the spacecraft. Every picture of her, she looked terrified. And I will say that this is the kind of stuff that Black Twitter always makes fun of white people doing all the time. Like, why are white people always doing this dumb shit? Like going in a small submersible underwater or up in space. And she did have that look written all over her face. Like, I know Black Twitter is roasting me for doing this right now. This is some white people shit. I feel like Oprah bullied her into doing it, and Oprah was there on the ground to greet her. I just want to tell Oprah, stop trying to make Gayle King a thing. It's not happening. By the way, all of this is Oprah's fault. Each and every one of them is a product of Oprah's world. A pop star who believes in the power of space to find love in the divine feminine. We've got an activist author. We've got Amazon's side piece. And we've got Gayle King at Oprah's side piece.
Oprah's side piece. That's the perfect description of Gayle King.
I mean, another pastronaut, Amanda Wynn, said, this journey is about healing. I was like, healing what? Your internalized racism or something? And then we looked it up, and it's apparently the healing. It's a reference to her sexual assault. So not great. I wasn't going to make fun of that because she does a lot of good for people in that space. But what message are we sending here when you say this? You're implying that you need to go to space to heal your sexual assault? That's not great. That's not exactly something most people can afford to do. And why does space heal sexual assault of all the things? Is it just like you go up and you see the size of Earth and you look down on Earth and you're like, wow, all those people on Earth and I was the one who was raped? I'm healed. Like, I feel like I would go up there and start calculating how many people were being raped at exactly that moment and have some kind of nervous breakdown.
Oh, God, Bridget.
I feel like it would cause me the opposite of healing, probably like some traumatic death spiral that I go into.
Like William Shatner.
I mean, do you guys remember when William Shatner did this? I do, because he said the darkest ever after he got back from that trip. I don't know why anyone would want to do this after what William Shatner said. He was prepared for some kind of revelation about the harmony of the universe, and instead, it made him realize how tiny and precious Earth was and how space was super cold and Earth is very warm and nurturing. And then he had the realization that we're destroying it and all of the creatures and bugs and insects on it, and it made him feel profound grief. And his exact quote was, "My trip to space was supposed to feel like a celebration. Instead, it felt like a funeral." I mean, imagine Jeff Bezos being like, hey, we're going to get everybody up in space. This is going to be some good PR, Shatner. You've been in space before, on your shows. You've traveled all over the universe. Why don't you go up there and have some great sound bites for us? And he comes back down and he's like, the earth is dying. We're killing it. And essentially that was an open casket wake. This whole thing just reminded me of the Ben Affleck commentary on Armageddon, where he was giving zero fucks about ever working for Michael Bay again.
I asked Michael why it was easier to train oil drillers to become astronauts than it was to train astronauts to become oil drillers, and he told me to shut the fuck up.
I mean, I do love that movie. I love it, but he's got a pretty good point. There were a lot of plot holes in it, and the whole movie revolves around the mining instincts of Ben Affleck and Bruce Willis. Like, oh, he's just a salt of the earth guy. You can't figure out how to drill, but you can figure out how to get to space. It's like, you don't even know what happens when you turn that on.
I'm a third generation driller. Been doing it all my life. There are still things I don't know.
I've got drilling DNA. I come from a long line of drillers. Sure, you can figure out how to get this rocket into space and land on an asteroid, but you don't know how to drill. It is funny, like all these apocalypse movies like Deep Impact and 2012, all have some sort of secret underground fallout shelter that the elites are herded to keep them safe, and it's usually somewhere remote, somewhere like Greenland. And that must be why Trump wants to buy it. I just hope I have a ticket to that underground bunker. They're going to need entertainment down there.